Let's bring in our GMA legal analyst, Dan Abrams. And, you know, the saying always goes that a grand jury will indict a ham sandwich. The burden of proof is much lower for a grand jury than it would have been for that district attorney having to prosecute the charges in court.
That's right. But still, it seems that the grand jury went for a compromise, doesn't it? Meaning they didn't charge them, they didn't decide to say this is murder. They said this is abuse which led to the death, which sure sounds to me like a compromise on the part of a grand jury. Ordinarily, you present a case like this to the grand jury, you're going to get a murder case. Now, we don't know exactly what the prosecutors said to the grand jury, meaning we don't know that they said, we want you to indict on murder. My guess is they didn't tell them at all what they wanted them to do. They left it in their hands, and this is what they came up with.
How often does that happen, that a DA gets an indictment for abuse leading to the death or murder, whatever you want to call it, and then chooses to do nothing on it?
Very, very rarely without new evidence coming forward. Meaning, you might see this in a case where a grand jury says, you know, hands up an indictment, and then the DA says, well, you know what, some other things have come into play here. As a result, we're not going to move forward. Very rare, because remember, it's the prosecution's decision to bring it to the grand jury.
There was a huge divide within the prosecution's office between prosecutors and police on the guilt or innocence of the Ramsey family. If this had been public, that the grand jury had voted to indict?
This would have put so much pressure on Alex Hunter back in the late 90s to move forward with this case. But I think he gets a lot of credit. I've seen most of that case file in the JonBenet Ramsey case. And I have to tell you, I think that Alex Hunter made the right call then. And I think looking back on it, it's even clearer that he made the right call.
The Ramseys were officially cleared by a subsequent district attorney, but the current DA says he is not bound by that clearance.
Of course. I mean, look, a murder you can continue to investigate, but I think that whoever investigates this case moving forward is not going to be looking at the Ramseys, and my guess is that this case will probably never be solved.
All right. Dan Abrams. Wow. Okay. Thank you so much.